Should I make more red science? Probably, so let's do it. Because you can see that with these two, they're not even saturated. So we definitely need more input there, at the very least. And I'd like to make some more assembly machines as well. That way we can get belts made. In the meantime, we are going to continue setting this up. Okay, I can finally connect these guys. That should start mining us some copper. Said before, say it again. Having just a small cluster of gear wheels being made at a time, very, very helpful. Because we'll be making a lot of them, and it is something to do with all of our extra iron. Gonna do just that. We have the assembly machines, fantastic. This. Add some copper there. How's it doing? Still good on copper there. Actually, one should cover both sides. I don't need to cover the buildings completely. Slip my mind there. Alright, these guys might need some more coal soon, so let's go make sure we have enough. Green is active now, so we can look to make that. Looks like we're not mining enough to get the guys in the back enough stuff. It's fine. Okay, so the only thing that we can make out of copper plates at the moment is copper cables, and those are used for circuits. So I'm gonna get a preliminary circuit making area, and that will help out with our green science. And if we can get green science done quickly, then we're in a very good spot. I want to add a couple labs. We'd rather have them not all saturated versus them saturated and have a backup like this. So let's go get more copper. Okay, what else do we need? We have plenty of belts. We're gonna need more miners. Make some repair packs early. Make our new gun. Let's see. What else? These, more of these. More of those. Yeah, chest to put those in. But borrowing a chest, I guess we can use one of these. Need my inserters though. This is the problem with waiting with always crafting stuff. Probably should fix this before I just add more. But I'm lazy. That's fine. So we're doing this. I forgot the ratio. I think it's one of these is 2 of these. Our electricity is down, so let's make sure we're keeping up with that. I will wait though. So far, I think we're doing okay. I think we're about at the 20-minute mark, 30-minute mark, something like that. And we're getting there, to green science. That's a good idea. But now I'm going to be all anxious about this. Now I can actually see how bad we're failing. It looks like the copper is good. Oops. I want to even get another lab out. We won't need to improve. This is going to be the run. Obviously. Okay, good. Let's head down here. We're gonna need a pipe or 2. Looks like we have more than enough copper over here, or coal. With that. So that our power should be back up online. Man, this coal is always causing me issues. Alright, this seems like a better layout. Okay, we're still backing up, so I'm going to build another lab and then we'll start making some green science in our inventory. Never put this just down. Alright, so this side we're going to try and make some belts. I forgot how I set it up on our first attempt, but I guess we'll learn on this one. So seems fine. Though I'd like to get this one instead of this one. Let's move these up. See if we can get it on the very edge. Okay, perfect. Now we have belts being made. Chests. Logistics is done. Let's get turrets. That's definitely something I'd probably want soon. Now's about the time where I think they would probably start attacking, or think of start doing that. I'm gonna add more miners to our copper here, since it looks like we're not being saturated. Doubling them up is probably good enough. This is not the normal setup that I normally use for miners, but I'll fix that later on when we have a more proper setup. I'm starting to think that this might actually be the best place for smelting for us for most of the game. We might add more over here later on when we get more, but probably don't want to waste time messing with that. We have circuits here. We could actually do this. Couldn't. I'd rather have this work than look nice, so we'll be moving this. Let's make sure these guys are good. Out of assembly machines, so I will be making more. How's our science doing? Looks like I can actually make another lab. Then we're gonna want to make some more the things. Whatever the things are. I don't know what I'm completely lost my train of thought. Let's make another lab. We did that. Might as well make all the labs that we're gonna make in the future now. And if they don't get saturated, no big deal. Because they're still going. Looks like this guy's out of iron. Right, so that should be more than enough. So we have transport belts, we have circuits kind of being made. A little bit wonky, but I'll live. Here, we can bring this out this way. A little bit of this. How do I want to do this? I was thinking of splitting this up. I hope this is not gonna mess with our rhythm here, but do what we can here. Again, this is all just very temporary. I'd rather just get all this up and running now, and we can make it look nice and more efficient later on. Steel. But this way we're gonna have all the things that we need for our green science, which in fact I will set up now. Not gonna be automated. Probably gonna have to manually feed for the moment, but this will do. Well, hi Jedi. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. If you want, I can talk you through what I'm doing. I'm kind of doing that anyways. So, Factorio is a pretty fun game. Definitely would recommend you checking it out if you have not and are interested in the genre. All right, cool. I will. Give me just 1 second. I want to make sure I do this before I forget what I'm doing. So basically, do you know anything about Factorio at all, or would you like me to give you the basics? All right, sounds good. So basically, we're a lone dude out in the wilderness. And our ultimate goal is to build a rocket. So how you do that is you need to... Why is this slowly? Okay. Okay, that should work better. So what you need to do is you need to make all the things up until that point. So to make a rocket, you're going to need to make research. Research is made through science, and science requires materials to make that. So right now I'm making green science and red science. That's helping me to learn about steel processing, which will make me able to do steel. And basically the whole game is just you're moving your way up through the tech tree, making new, more complicated things out of the things that you've made in the past. And you're working your way up all the way to the rocket in the end. I have you stopped now. You guys are out of copper, fair enough. And the main goal for players is that they want to make a factory that is pretty much self-sufficient. It'll work on its own, and you know, everything is automated. You don't have to worry about it. And just get to your rocket. It gets a lot harder because you're not alone on the island, around the world. There are natives, which I call biters, even though technically it's biters and spitters. They are attracted to pollution that you make. Everything that you do pretty much causes some pollution in some form or another, and they don't like that. They don't like you messing with their precious planet. Who knows why? It's not like we're making a factory or anything, but they'll attack you, and you have to defend yourselves. They're kind of like Zerglings from StarCraft. They're pretty brutal if you let them go. So, name of the game is defend yourself, build your rocket, and that's about it. So I have an iron mine, copper mine here. I have an iron mine over here. So I'm mining this. I'm bringing this through here to my smelting area. These are furnaces. These furnaces are dropping the iron plates into my assembly machines, which make whatever they're showing here. So these are iron gear wheels. This is ammo. These are inserters, which are these things. And that's more or less it. This is still going. Oh, we have a backup. That's nice. I think because I'm not using it now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fortunately, I don't think farting will get me very far in this world here, this messed up world. So we've gotten most of our checklists done here. We've gotten green science made, red science is being made. Circuits are being made. So everything looks pretty good at the moment. We need to start looking outward, maybe expanding. So we only have one smelting area for each. I'd like to improve that, make it a little bit more robust. This right now is just for preliminary stuff. Usually I'd like to have a section just for smelting, a section just for making stuff. But right now we kind of put those two together because it's a little bit more practical early game, and I like it that way. So we're building ourselves towards this thing. So that means that we have to research all of this. And it gets harder and harder and harder. Require more and more things. So we need to stay on top of our game. So first thing that we want to do is make sure we have enough miners. So that's my main priority right now. Is there any of these that are not being used? No. So let's add more, since it looks like the line is quite full. Looks like it can handle it. Need some inserters. Think of hearty beef stew. I can see that. Whenever I think of those kinds of stew, I just think hearty. That's as far as I go. What do I want to do with this stuff? I think I just want to keep it. So I'm going to put them into a chest here for now. Good broth. Yeah, when I think robust, I think something strong, like a shield. I think shield. I think is what comes to my mind. Go. This is still plentiful, so let's add some more furnaces. There's a problem with this because we don't have the coal to supply it. We have to do this manually. So I would like to eventually move away from this pattern here, but as long as we have it, might as well use it. These guys we're going to also put away. We gotta make sure we're always crafting something in the bottom left. Oh, and I should also mention, I'm trying to go for something called There Is No Spoon. That's an achievement where you need to launch a rocket in 8 hours. I think a normal playthrough for a casual player is probably around 40 hours if they're not very versed in the game. so I have to cut out a lot of things. Be somewhat prepared. We tried this before. We got 15 hours. Failed at getting it to 8. So that's what we're working on. Sure. It's not exactly expert. Actual speedrunners of this game do it in 2 hours. Less than 2 hours, I think. So there's still a lot of leeway for the somewhat professional noob players. I have a lot of hours in this game, but I'm still always learning. Still feel very noob, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Because if I felt like I was a pro at the game, then it'd be boring, right? There we go. We have all that settled. We're using up our ore that we're mining. Not very fast, but it'll do the job for now. Make sure we're still making green science. Move this somewhere else. Like right here. Why not? Okay, so we have red and green science. It's going at a okay rate. Not fantastic. Definitely want to increase it. So that means that we're going to want a proper proper smelting setup. The way I have this currently set up means that we're going to have to put copper over here and iron. I don't know where I'm going to put iron. This cliff kind of ruins it. I could bring melting down here. That might be the better choice. I think that's what I'm going to do. Gonna be a lot of dead product on the belts though, because for production, I guess I'll go over this way. Actually, that shouldn't be too bad. All right, so that is now going to be my plan here. So what we're going to do is we're going to beef up our mining. So we're going to need a lot more miners. And then we're going to use those miners to make smelters, or to make the iron ore that we're making go into the smelters. Smelters will get our plates like we're doing up here. And we'll use that for a better setup of this stuff here. It'll look a little bit better, be a little bit more efficient. Although I'm not displeased with what this looks like right now. It seems like we're using up all of our materials pretty well. It's just a tad slow, so I'd like this to increase. Not to mention help our circuits here. I'm gonna put some chests down here for iron. I'm actually surprised that we don't have that much iron in here. It's a little crazy to think about. looks like we're saturating about 4 labs at once. So that's not too bad. Make sure our smelters are topped off with coal. Looks like the amount of smelters here are actually keeping up with our mining, so that's pretty good. It's actually fantastic. Fluid handling already, that's pretty crazy. I think we're in a much better spot than we were previously, and I enjoy that. We had a lot of trouble getting green science done early, and it's definitely not great. We're not doing fantastic by it, but definitely looking a lot better than it was. Looks like we're also keeping up with our iron demands here, which is why this isn't being used up too often or too much yet. We're getting close to our energy demands, so we might want to add a couple things there. And we're gonna get started in our steel. For steel, you need 5 iron plates. So I think that's a perfect place to put it for right now. Okay, so let's get our mining looking better. We have plenty of miners now. They can get rid of our early attempts here at it. Pick all of this up. Gotta destroy everything before you make something nice. Looking like a true villain. Alright. Because of the nature of where we're putting our belts, I do want to put our belts horizontally. I will do that. And to get the right power spread that we normally have, I always do it like this. Seems to work out pretty well. The only thing I worry about while we're doing this is that we're going to be mining out all of our iron. And it feels like we're way too early in the game to be doing this. Not a bad thing. I mean, we're going to use the iron either way, so completely fine. Food handling's finished. We're going to get steel furnaces up. It'd be in our best interest if we could get steel up before we actually make our smelting area. That way we don't have to waste stone furnaces. Alrighty. We got all that mined. We're not making anything right now, so we probably should do that. Bring this down. these things, put them together. So now we have the iron here that we need. We're gonna need coal as well, so I need to start mining that. But I'm gonna just get our copper up and running real quick. Being fed here. To get a nice store of circuits right away would be very, very good for us. Circuits are useful all game, as are iron gear wheels and the like, so it would be in our best interest to stockpile that right now. Copper isn't as important as iron early game, so I'm not gonna put as much miners out as I would for the iron. I think this would be sufficient. I would probably like to add another row just so we don't have one side on this one. But I think more than enough, because as you can see, the only thing that we're using it for are these copper cables, which are important, yes, but like copper. All right, so as expected, we are completely backed up now. Completely fine with me. Let's see what we can do with this. We're gonna need a couple more miners, and then what else do we want? Make sure our green is that. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and we have we're working in oil soon-ish, so I think I'm still pretty happy with where we're at. But we are gonna have to fix this because I can't keep manually beating all this stuff again. It was definitely a pain. Alright, so now that we have this, let me add this next row to both sides. Then we'll start mining the coal, and then we'll build our proper smelting areas. Hey team, thanks for watching. If you're looking for more content, I have some playlists on your screen right now. And if you enjoy my videos, I'd really appreciate if you could throw me a like, comment, or a subscription. They seriously help me out a ton. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.